So what is the market doing? This is your May 2023 market update. So, days on the market are down, which is good. Things are moving a little faster. I'm going to talk more about inventory. And of course, we're going to look at some real numbers about pricing and what exactly that's doing, because that's probably the number one question that I get. So what's going on, guys? This is Rich, your Maryland and Delaware realtor. Appreciate you coming by. And if for any reason, if you need to reach out, my contact information is down below in the description. Without further ado, let's hop into my screen here and I'm going to show you a couple things. We are in the Freddie Mac website here. So let's start off with the interest rate. I wanted to go over this. So right now we're sitting at 6.71% for a 30-year fix interest rate. Of course, that is, today is June 9th. But you can see down here that the interest rate's been, going a little bit back and forth in that 6% range, through the whole month of May pretty much. And it had risen here lately, but it just did inch down a little bit to that 6.71%. Freddie Mac website says, mortgage rates decreased after a 3-week climb. While elevated rates and other affordability challenges remain, inventory continues to be the biggest obstacle for prospective home buyers, which is very true. And with that in mind, let's look at the numbers here. So if you've seen one of these before, we have Maryland on the left, Delaware on the right. And these mainly focus on Worcester County and Sussex County on the Delaware side. So Maryland, days on the market, you can see here for May, they have actually come down. So things are moving a little quicker than they have been, which usually makes sense moving into the spring market, into summer. So 32 days on the market. Months of inventory, just like what Freddie Mac website says, always a struggle. 2.4 months. Worth of inventory, which is very, very low. It actually did come up a little bit. Of course, you'll see down here, sales have increased too, so that's depleting inventory again, which is helping pricing to pretty much hold pretty steady here. So medium sales price on the Maryland side is $411,502, which that is up from the previous month of $400,000. And 189 total units have sold versus the 160. And you can see the sales have been steady increasing on the Maryland side. So Delaware, days on the market 50 versus 56 the previous month. Actually, that should say May right here, which I messed that up. But that is the correct numbers though, I do know that. Months of inventory, 3.5 months, again still low. But it has increased a little bit in Delaware versus the previous month, but still showing lower from the other ones. But unit sales, they've gone up a good amount, 507 units sold versus 433. Then we got 439 medium sales price versus a 450. So that's gone down a little bit. But you can see with pricing on both sides, they're kind of hovering around the same, and mainly is the lack of inventory, like we mentioned. So that is the numbers, the real numbers, and the interest rate. And while we're in here, I just want to show you a little bit here, more of what I'm seeing and just some explanation a little bit. Then I'm going to talk about pricing a little bit more. This was a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, direct oceanfront condo in the Key building in Ocean City, 107th Street. So I sold this over a weekend. I actually had an offer come in before we even went live on the market, but I had 2 open houses on like Saturday and Sunday. So we had 5 total offers on this. We were listed at $610,000. We actually sold for $636 ended up being the final sales price. So about $24,000 over our list price, which that was the plan the whole way along, because units like this have been selling for anywhere from $580 on up to like $650, maybe $660, $670, depending on the condition. This unit was clean, but had dated bathrooms, had granite countertops in the kitchen, and the kitchen cabinets were updated maybe a while ago, so they weren't brand new. And it had carpet in there and some tile, but we started out very reasonable at $610. and I knew that it would actually go over, and the whole goal was to get multiple offers to get the most money possible, which most sellers want to do. But buyers were very happy on this because they got a really nice unit, because it's pretty unique in this building, because there's only 2 that are like it for the penthouse, and the only other one is this one right next to it. The rest of the units are all on the side of the building. And a couple of those offers in there were cash. So that kind of gives you an idea. So that one went pretty quick. The other one was a buyer that I helped here, actually pretty much right across the street in the community, our place at the beach. This was a very nice 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo with a huge deck area, but you can see they get awesome sunsets over there. It was just right timing on here because they fell out of contract. Another financing deal, the other buyer's financing fell through, so we were able to come in and scoop in with no other offers on there, which they had multiple offers from the get-go, but because they went with that other contract, the other buyers had moved on, and they, obviously they put contracts on other places. So we were lucky in that sense, where we were able to scoop in at their list price, which was pretty fair for what the unit offered at the $450, and we're able to lock that up. So buyers were very happy with that, and they got a very nice place there. This show, the MLS has a really good buyer demand chart here to kind of show you what picked up on the MLS in Ocean City, and here's the home index chart here that you can kind of see, and it compares it to last year. So we're looking at May, where this is really ending here, but you can see in Ocean City we're still this says steady, but you can kind of see the climb here. And of course, if we go up in Delaware, not much, but something a little larger, like say Ocean View, which kind of rolls into Bethany Beach a little bit. You can kind of see their chart there too. It's tapering off a little bit more here. Not quite a steep climb or anything, but we can go west a little bit in a different county, like Wicomico County, which I know is, homes can be a little bit more affordable over that way, and of course they're suffering from low inventory just like everybody else. Let's check out like where Willard's is. You can look at their chart there. They're at high. This chart is pretty much just shooting straight up. I know, just as soon as a house comes on the market in that area, if it's priced right, it usually goes pretty quick. But just kind of show you the different pockets of areas can be a little bit different too. So that's definitely something to take a look at. Chart here. This is from, like I mentioned, some of your big data companies, Case-Shiller, FHFA, and CoreLogic is, of course, one of your main ones that have the back end of your MLSs, which I can show, if you can see that right down here, CoreLogic, and they do a lot of the MLSs across the whole nation here, so they know they can compile a lot of data. But this is showing the change in home values from January 2022 on up until March of 2023. Of course, this has a lag, so they don't have April or May yet. But you can see that there was a little section here where home prices have gone down into the red a little bit, and not very significant, but less than 1%. So, a lot of these, again, if you're looking at like a $400,000 house, you might notice a difference of $5,000. So it wasn't huge, but it kind of shows you what the trend was. And this is right around when, the interest rates really started shooting up, which did pull back a little bit on the market. But it does show that it's in the green here, first quarter 2023. So I'm going to hop back in the regular camera and just talk a little bit more about pricing. So to continue, a lot of those indexes on there also have prediction graphs, which I've shown those before too. Just moving forward in 2024, 2025, 2026, and onward. it's they're predicting that home prices are still going to show some appreciation, in the green anyway, maybe in that 2 to 3 or 4% mark. So it seems like this year is supposed to be more flat, but it's actually showing on those numbers on the graphs that I just showed you that we're actually in the green so far, because it has been rolling pretty steady here in this area anyway. And in the foreseeable future, prices are supposed to be, some appreciation and holding steady on there. So, and that's what I kind of see. And the big kicker is low inventory, so there's not much to choose from. So it's holding those prices steady. The only other thing that I can imagine is if the interest rates went crazy up into 8%, 9 double digits like back in the 80s, then that will cause things to really slow down and probably have inventory build up from there. But that's unlikely to happen. They're also predicting that interest rates to be where they are now, if not inching down. There you have it. That is a recap for May. Hopefully that's helped you out. Of course, if you have any questions, put them down below in the comments or reach out. Never too busy. My contact information's down below in the description. And of course, if this has helped you out, you already know what to do. Show some love. Click that like button. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of the videos that I come out with every week. And of course, until next time, I'll see you soon.